Hello, the book that I'm going to be reading to you guys today is Corduroy. Now, before we even get started on the book, what is this part of the book called? That's right, it's called the front cover. And what is this part called? If this is called the front cover, this must also be called the back cover. That's right. And if you can't see, on the back cover, there's already some pictures in here. Looks like these might be some pictures inside the book. What do you think might be happening in this story to this teddy bear? Looks like he might be getting in some trouble, huh? We're going to have to find out. Now, what is this part of the book called? This part of the book is called the spine. Kind of like the spine on our back. It holds everything together, just like the spine of the book holds all these pages together. Now, the title of this book is called Corduroy. Has anyone heard of the word corduroy before? What do you think corduroy is? Corduroy actually is a type of fabric or material that people used to wear a lot. Some people still wear it, but not as much as they used to. So, what do you think this teddy bear must be wearing then? That's right, he must be wearing corduroy. Now, based off this picture, what do you think happened to the teddy bear? The teddy bear must have lost a button. If you can't see, right here he doesn't have a button, but over here he does have a button. And this looks like to me that this must be the button that he lost. But before we even get more into a book, can teddy bears walk and talk? Have you ever seen a teddy bear actually walk and talk like you and I do? No. So, since this teddy bear is walking and talking and it's not something that really happens in life, this book is a fiction book. So, it's something that doesn't really happen in real life. So, let's get started with our book. Corduroy. Before we even get started, where do you think corduroy might be? Yeah, he's on a shelf with all these other toys. So he might be in a toy store? Let's find out. Corduroy is a bear who once lived in the toy department of a big store. Day after day, he waited with all the other animals and dolls for someone to come along and take him home. What does that remind you of? Who sometimes has to wait for people to bring them home? You know what that reminds me of? That kind of reminds me of like dogs or cats or animals at the SPCA or other animal shelters. They just wait and wait and wait for people to come and they hope that they can take them home. Kind of like Corduroy does. Didn't we say that he wears corduroy? But guess what? His name is Corduroy. I wonder why his name might be Corduroy. Probably because he wears corduroy. So he just stays on the shelf, waits and waits and waits. How do you think he feels? He must feel pretty sad. I know I would feel pretty sad. Let's take a look. The store was always filled with shoppers buying all sorts of things, but no one ever seemed to want a small bear in green overalls. Then one morning, a little girl stopped and looked straight into Corduroy's bright eyes. "Oh, Mommy," she said, "look, there's the very bear I've always wanted." "Not today, dear," her mother sighed. "I spent too much already. Besides, he doesn't look new. He's lost the button to one of his shoulder straps." So there's the little girl that's looking at Corduroy. Look how busy the shopping mall is. Why don't you turn and talk to a partner and tell me what you think, how the little girl feels about Corduroy? and how Corduroy must be feeling right now at this instant. Oh, there's probably so many emotions. She's so excited because she really, really wants this teddy bear. But what did Mom say? Mom said no, huh? So how do you think she's feeling now? Probably pretty upset, huh? And Corduroy, he was probably all excited because somebody wanted him. But then he heard that Mom was like, no, not today. So he probably got his hopes up too. So these two are probably so very sad. Corduroy watched them sadly as they walked away. I didn't know I'd lost a button, he said to himself. Tonight, I'll go see if I can find it. There's Corduroy, looking all upset because he wants to find that button. And there's a little girl looking back on Corduroy. So, why was Corduroy upset? Well, for a number of reasons, right? One, because the little girl didn't get him. And two, he didn't even notice that he lost a button. Now, this one's a tricky question. I want to see who can answer it. Why would Corduroy look for the button at night and not during the day? Why would he look for it at night and not during the day? That's right, because the mall is closed at night. He wants to get bought, doesn't he? He wouldn't leave an opportunity in the middle of the day to go out and look for a button. So he would go at night so that maybe he would get bought. He wants to go get this button so that way he looks presentable, so that way people can buy him. Let's see what happens. Let's see if Corduroy finds that button. Maybe it will be the same button that's up here. Maybe that's his button. Late that evening, when all the shoppers had gone and the doors were shut and locked, Corduroy climbed carefully down from his shelf and began searching everywhere on the floor for his lost button. There's Corduroy climbing down. And there he is looking. Looks like he doesn't have any luck. Suddenly, he felt the floor moving under him. Quite by accident, he had stepped onto an escalator, and up he went. So he's standing on this thing called an escalator. Who's ever been on an escalator before? I know I have. They're like little stairs that move up, and they're usually found in malls or shopping places. Could this be a mountain, he wondered? I think I've always wanted to climb a mountain. Is that a mountain that he's climbing on? No, we just said it's an escalator. So do you think Corduroy has really been out in the real world a lot? Does he know a lot of things? No, he doesn't know a lot of things. Oh, here he is. He's up from off the escalator. He stepped off the escalator as it reached the next floor, and there, before his eyes, was a most amazing sight. Tables and chairs and lamps and sofas and rows of beds. This must be a palace, Corduroy gasped. I guess I've always wanted to live in a palace. Does this look like a palace to you? No, it's not a palace. What do you think this actually is? A place where they sell furniture, right? Let's see what happens. Maybe he'll find his button up here. He wandered around admiring the furniture. This must be a bed, he said. I've always wanted to sleep in a bed. And up he crawled onto a large, thick mattress. All at once he saw something small and round. Why, here's my button, he cried, and he tried to pick it up. but like all the other buttons on the mattress, it was tied down tight. Uh-oh. Do you think this button actually belongs to Corduroy? No. What do you think this actually is? What do you think these buttons actually are? They're part of the mattress, right? Oh, it looks like it's really stuck on there. What do you think is going to happen if he keeps on pulling and pulling on that button? Oh, we're going to have to see. He yanked and pulled with both paws until pop! Off came the button, and off the mattress Corduroy toppled, bang, into a tall floor lamp. Over it fell with a crash. Uh-oh. What do you think will happen because the lamp fell? It was a loud sound. Do you think anyone else heard it? Someone important might have heard it. He's trying to be super quiet right now. Let's see if someone finds him. Corduroy didn't know it, but there was someone else awake in the store. The night watchman was going his rounds on the floor above when he heard the crash. He came dashing down the escalator. Uh-oh, we didn't. There was someone coming. Now, who in the world did that? He exclaimed. Somebody must be hiding around here. Where do you think Corduroy's hiding? I don't know. He could be hiding under the bed. He could be hiding on the bed. Let's see. Before we go to the next page, I want you guys to stop and jot. Write down where you think Corduroy might be hiding. I'll give you guys a few seconds. Okay. Let's see if anyone was right. He flashed his light under and over sofas and beds until he came to the biggest bed of all. And there he saw two fuzzy brown ears sticking up from under the cover. That must be Corduroy. Uh-oh. What do you think's gonna happen? Hello, he said. How did you get upstairs? Raise your hand if you think Corduroy's in trouble. I don't know. He seems like in trouble. Let's see if this is a nice cop or watchman for the... The watchman tucked Corduroy under his arm and carried him down the escalator. He seems like a nice watchman. And he set him on the shelf in the toy department with the other animals and dolls. So there he is, going back down the escalator. And there he is, back on the shelf with everybody else. Corduroy was just waking up when the first customers came into the store in the morning. And there, looking at him with a wide, warm smile, was the same little girl he'd seen only the day before. I'm Lisa, she said, and you're going to be my very own bear. Last night I counted what I've saved in my piggy bank, and my mother said I could bring you home. There's the little girl with Corduroy. And there she is buying him. Oh man, how do you think this little girl must feel now? She must feel so excited because she's finally able to buy the bear that made her so happy before. She must also feel proud too because she's buying it with her own money, right? How do you think Corduroy feels now? He must be so excited that he can finally have a home of his own. Shall I put him in a box for you? The saleslady asked. Oh, no, thank you, Lisa answered, and she carried Corduroy home in her arms. She ran all the way up 4 flights of stairs into her family's apartment and straight to her own room. How can you tell that she's excited? One, she didn't even want a box for Corduroy. She just wanted to hold him the entire time, the whole time home. Second thing is, she ran home, even up 4 flights of stairs. I don't know about you guys, but I would be a little one going up 4 flights of stairs, especially running up them. Corduroy blinked. There was a chair and a chest of drawers, and alongside a girl-sized bed stood a little bed just the right size for him. The room was small, nothing like the enormous palace in the department store. This must be home, he said. I know I've always wanted a home. Lisa sat down with Corduroy on her lap and began to sew a button on his overalls. I like you the way you are, she said, but you'll be more comfortable with your shoulder strap fastened. You must be a friend, said Corduroy. I've always wanted a friend. Me too, said Lisa, and gave him a big hug. Here, I didn't show you guys the picture from last time, but there's Corduroy in her room, and there's Lisa sewing up Corduroy's buttons, and there's Lisa and Corduroy being friends. So, now that we finished the book, do you think Corduroy found his forever home? How do you know if he did or not? Why don't you stop and jot about what you think, if Corduroy found his forever home or not? I'll give you guys a few seconds. Corduroy did find his forever home. What I could tell from the story is she gave him his very own bed. Not only that, but she cares for him. Cares for him so much that she would even sew his button back onto his strap. So that is the story Corduroy, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.